Okay, zooming in. All right, guys. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live with Mixed Media Girl, who is a disorganized hot mess. For anyone tuning in later, here's your disclaimer. This is a live video, and the whole purpose is to have fun. I'm here to chit-chat with my friends. So if you're looking for a tutorial video or something short and to the point, this is not it. You should not watch, okay? And also, full disclosure, I have not done any kind of hair, makeup, anything. I probably look like I just rolled out of bed, but I'm going to just go with it, okay? So long story short, I really feel like I have been overextending myself recently. So I decided, let's just chit chat tonight. Let's do a live Q&A session where you guys can ask me anything. Oh, there I am. Oh, okay. And I will do my best to help you as long as you promise not to judge all of this, okay? I just came back from completing my first and probably my last full-on countertop build. So I went and helped my friend out with her like 50 square foot kitchen countertop and built it from the ground up with my dad and did everything, the templating, the cutting, the seaming, the waterproofing, the installation. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So and I even had one of my paint night classes while I was there. So yeah, anyways, I'm a little tired, but I still wanted to hang out with you guys tonight. So let me say hi to all my friends. Hey Veronica, hey Annabeth, hey Mama Jane, hey Robin, hey Christine with a K, hey TLC, Brandy, Trina, Poorly Painted Designs. I really like that name. That's really good. Hey Linda. Linda, I'm glad you liked your necklace. Hey Renee, Sandy, Billy's Abstract Art. Glad that I got you addicted to doing vases. They are awesome. I actually have quite a few I've been doing recently. There's some big surprises I want to tell you guys about, but I can't yet. So, okay, we already got a question here. I resined clocks on Saturday outdoors and it got chilly and it left a misty dew on them. Will, I assume you mean, will re-resining cover this? Yes, absolutely. You can lightly sand and resin over if it affected that. If it affected your resin, yeah. When are the paints coming out that are not mixed? That is a good question. Hopefully, I am aiming for by the end of the year. There's some other exciting things coming too that I can't tell you about yet. But really soon, it's definitely in the works. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, good. How are the sales on your album going? Did you guys know I have an album? They're going great, actually. I don't have anything to compare it to though, so I'm sure I'm not selling as much as like U2 or Bon Jovi or, you know, Pearl Jam or something. Good. Overall, I'm happy with it. And I actually physical copies now. I'll have them, well, I got to pick them up, but I should have them like tomorrow. So if you are one of the people that pre-ordered a physical copy, I will be shipping those out next week. And if you didn't, they will be available to order. I just did a small run. If you like digital though, my album's available on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, pretty much anywhere. Jenny said, you look great. Only reason I'm not on one of those Walmart memes is curbside pickup. I agree. I'm not on one because I just got some new clothes from Old Navy on sale. Can you get your... Okay, hold on. Yeah, let me get the link to that really quick, the new album. And then I see some more questions here. So it's called Look at Me Now, and I'm actually quite proud of it. So this one link will take you to like everywhere digitally. Okay. All right, why do you think paint cracks when your base is mixed with Floetrol and your paint on top is mixed with water? That's an interesting question. Okay. Paint cracks for two reasons that I know of. One being too thick, and two being that the top layer is drying faster than the bottom layer. So that could definitely explain it. If you're using the paint on top is only mixed with water, it would dry faster because the Floetrol acts as a paint extender. It actually extends the dry time of the paint, whereas water does not. So it would dry faster on top than on bottom, or at least you'd have paint in there drying at different speeds. So I recommend mixing all of your paints with essentially the same medium or no medium at all, and that way it'll dry at virtually the same rate. Okay, can you get your first album on streaming services, or can Bandcamp let us create playlists? Okay, so for those who don't know, I actually have two albums. My first album is actually a little more rock than pop. It's sadder songs, I guess, a little more serious songs. So I don't widely promote it because it feels it's too scary for me, I guess. This one has like a couple scary songs on it, but it's a more upbeat, more positive pop album. So for right now, that first album is only available. Still toying with maybe putting it on additional streaming services, but that's where it is for now. Okay. Dave said, I poured on a 16-inch round tabletop and the board worked. It is about an inch thick. What do you think made it do that? The moisture and not priming your wood. Did you prime your wood? If so, you might have needed to prime it better. And if you didn't, it's just the moisture from the paint. I've had the exact same thing happen on wood panels with pouring, but you can fix it. So you can actually get it a bit damp and then sandwich it in between some parchment paper and some like cardboard and put something heavy on top and it'll flatten right out. Okay. You have a great studio. Thank you for all your lessons and your bubbly personality. No problem. Thank you, Karen. All right. Jane said, I just did my first pour painting, and while I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out, the back of the canvas and the frame are very messy. What can I do to remedy this problem? That is a fantastic question, and I am going to grab you the link to a video that I did specifically on this. This is kind of fun. I can grab links right while I'm here. Okay. Share. Copy. Okay. So here's a link for that, or you can search Mixed Media Girl Backs and you'll pull it up. It's also in my Getting Started with Acrylic Pouring playlist. But I generally just spray paint the back or I hand paint it. Some people don't feel as confident with spray paint and they're worried about getting the sides, so then you can just hand paint it. Another really good option, which I actually have an example of, hold on. Personally, I don't do this option, but it does look really nice. It's just more work, and you have to kind of commit to your artwork being hung a specific direction. I think I even showed this in that video. But this is just a piece of like pretty scrapbook paper that I glued on here with just Elmer's glue all, and then I cut it out, and then I attached the hanging wire. So this, you're going to have to commit to this being the direction that it hangs, unless you want to attach two wires. So that's just another option. Okay. Thank you, Annabeth. Judy said, is the new Mixed Media Girl website a full website or e-commerce? That's a great question. I had someone else build it. It's, as far as I know, a full website, because it has a store, which is e-commerce, and then the rest, it has my courses on there. It has like, it has my about me info. It has other things. So, okay. Are vases a big seller for you? Yes, they definitely are. If you ever have a chance to take my Fluid Art That Sells course, I actually go over all of the kinds of fluid art that sell the best, and not just for me, like kind of universally, no matter where you are. So that is definitely one of them. Albums on Bandcamp. Veronica, you want to grab the link? Okay. So Trish said, I'm addicted to doing dirty pours. I love it. Mine are matte finish. What to use to have a shiny finish? So I generally use Rust-Oleum Crystal Clear Enamel Spray. Another good one is this Winsor Newton Gloss Varnish. But more often than not, I use the enamel spray. I like sprays because you don't have to worry about brush strokes. And using varnishes is pretty impossible to not get a brush stroke on there, kind of no matter what you do. Although some people have some really good tips and tricks, like using a foam brush, watering it down a little bit, crisscrossing your lines and stuff. But I like the sprays personally. Okay. What causes flocation? I'm so sorry, Sarah, but I don't know what you're saying on that. Please clarify. Kilts is a good wood primer. Yep. Would you recommend counter priming wood panels before pouring, priming front and back? It wouldn't hurt. I don't think you can over prime them. You can only under prime. So I haven't done that personally, but you could. I just usually prime the top very well. Hey, Nick. I have been not very good at answering my messages. I'm not going to lie. And I actually do have someone that helps me answer them. So I will yell at her for you. Because she may not have relayed that there was a message from you. Or she did and I just didn't see it. So I will check my messages and I'm sorry. Okay. All right, let's see. Donna said, I'm in love with your split cups. They actually clean up way better than I was expecting. Yeah. I mean, I do have some ideas in my head of like the perfect design that would be super easy to clean, but it's a manufacturing issue that I haven't resolved yet. Okay. So Katie said, I have a piece that I had to scrape after it came off. Is this just to sand and gesso the canvas or should I throw it out? Not all the paint came off. After it was partially dry, not all the paint came off. So for future, I don't recommend scraping a partially dry one. Either scrape it when it's completely wet or not at all. You can totally sand and gesso it, or you can even just go right over it and have a textured canvas. I'm okay with that. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Billy, well, that video also has 560 views because I shared it. I don't know if you know that, but I actually shared it on my channel. So yeah, everybody, I love to help support other artists. And I mean, I would have never grown my channel without all of you guys. So like, if you want, check out Billy's Abstract Art. Veronica, can you grab the link to his channel? And then here's Dave's acrylic pouring art. We'll grab the link to that one as well. 1 second. Everybody, please hold. And to answer your question, Dave's, let me make sure I got it correct. Dave's acrylic pouring art. $493 subscribers. I will bet that the link here. Okay. So, two really simple tips on growing your YouTube subscriber counts. One, post often and post consistently. I have found that kind of the happy number to grow your channel, rather rapidly is at least 3 videos a week. That's kind of a lot, but if you can, maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that. There's some things with like YouTube specifically, like YouTube likes longer videos, but you have to be able to retain everybody's attention. So there's kind of more technical aspects, but I would say post often and post consistently. And then collaborations. Collaborations are fantastic. Even if you have a small channel, reach out to other channels. They can be small, big, and ask them to do some sort of a collaboration with them. That can be huge because you're sharing audiences. So you're borrowing their audience, they're borrowing your audience. If you go that route, though, my recommendation is when you ask someone else to do a collaboration, have it all planned out already. Don't make them do the work. That bugs me when people make me do all the work and they want to do a collaboration with me. I'm like, I don't have this time to do this. So those are my two biggest tips. Post consistently and frequently, and collaborations. Do I have a ghost in the studio? I really hope not. Are you planning on doing more in-person workshops in other states? If so, which states? Yes, I am. My biggest problem is finding the location to do them in. The states currently that I'm planning right now are Washington, North Carolina, New York, and Florida. Pretty much. Probably also like, California, and then probably Nevada, like maybe Las Vegas area. Those are the ones I have. I don't really have anything planned for like the middle, which I apologize. It's kind of all around the border. So you might have to travel a little bit. Yeah, if I can figure out, I have some ideas, but yeah, that's what I'm running into for right now in terms of going to other states. Like Texas is easy because I have a friend whose studio is there and I can always borrow it. California is not easy for me currently because I don't have a place to do it. So there you go. Okay. Do you pour over silver plates? Is that silver plates? Please clarify. I'm not sure how to answer that one. Poorly painted design. Do you do much airbrush work in your acrylic pours? I do zero. Okay. Can you touch on lighting for taking pictures of artwork? My best advice is to take your pictures outdoors in natural light in 100% shade. That is going to be probably the best lighting you're going to get without having some interior setup. Now, I know sometimes people have trouble in the winter, maybe it's raining, snowing, things like that. But that's my best about making that work. I do have, some of you may not know this, another channel. It's called, did I forget to post the link to Dave's channel? I don't know. Here's the link to Dave's channel in case you guys want to check it out. Okay. I do have another channel called The Business of Art, which actually answers a lot of these questions on growing your YouTube channel, on photographing your art, and I have everything. How to sell your art online, how to set up an Etsy store, etc. So I'm going to post a link for that there. Anyone who's trying to make a business out of their art, follow that. It will answer pretty much every question that you have. Okay. Okay, you did a 5 artist collaboration. That's awesome. Okay. Good. If I wanted to ship a larger canvas, who do you think does the best shipping? So it's based on weight. Up to 2 pounds, you're usually going to get the best rate via USPS. Or if you can fit it into a flat rate box. There's not a flat rate box that'll fit a 16 by 20, so that's a moot point. So then you're probably going to go with UPS. That's what I like. I personally hate FedEx with a passion. It also depends on what state you're mailing it to, though. If I'm mailing it to California, often USPS is cheaper. But for the bulk of things that are 2 pounds or over, I will use UPS. And a 16 by 20, depending on how you pack it, will probably be over 2 pounds. So probably UPS. And you might have to custom box that. 16 by 20s, I usually custom box, unless you want to buy the specific specific size there. Okay. Okay, Sarah said, oh, hold on. I missed a couple questions up just a little bit. Can I turn on a fan in the basement where my studio is so things will dry faster? I don't recommend that at all. It won't dry faster. It'll just cause them to crack, most likely. So I don't recommend any airflow. Okay. Do you pour over silver plated vases? Okay. Sorry, Leslie. I never have. I've only poured on glass vases and I've poured over plastic things. I have never poured on a silver plated vase personally. Okay. So, Sarah, let me see if I can get your question here. Let me go back. What causes the separation of paint? I think is what you're asking. I do need a clone. You are right, Nick. So separation of paint is generally the paint's too old, like maybe you mixed it and it's been sitting for a while. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you can just put it together, but that it can be that. It could be you're using paints of different consistencies in the same piece. So some, once again, are kind of drying faster than others, or it can be your paint's drying too fast. Okay, I think I caught back up there. Where in see probably the Raleigh or Charlotte area. Are you doing Zoom kind of classes so you don't have to travel? I am not, though that's an interesting concept and something I can look into. I do have my online courses though, that are the pre-recorded, take at your own pace, but I haven't really considered doing a live one. For me, it's in person is so much better. So it's kind of either like take the online course or in person. But I'll look into Zoom. If enough, I can survey it, and if enough people are interested, then maybe. All right. What compares to fluid art as opposed to any other kind of art? That's a great question. So first of all, I do all kinds of art. I don't just do fluid art. Trying to think what's in here that are examples. But I do a lot of mixed media. I do a lot of regular acrylic paint. Occasionally I do watercolor. When I travel, I usually bring watercolors with me because it's easiest on an airplane and it compacts small. You just need a whole watercolor pad of paper and some watercolor. So I'll do watercolor painting. So I kind of do everything. I personally love abstract. Abstract is my favorite. Even as a mixed media artist, I love abstract. So that's what drew me to pouring art, is you can create these awesome abstract pieces with in a few minutes, which I think they're just gorgeous. And I haven't gotten sick of them. Okay. Jenny said, I want to try pouring on tables. I bought a few cheap ones and needing some surface work. Do you recommend making the table look good, then pour the top, or do you don't have to, it depends, to be honest. I wouldn't necessarily seal in chips in the paint, but you'll want to sand and prime. And if there are deep gouges that you care about being seen, you might want to spackle or Bondo, probably Bondo those. Just fill it in to make it nice and smooth. But it all just depends on the look you're going for. I poured on a table that had the slats were coming apart and it was more like antique looking, and I liked that. And I didn't prime it so that the colors would dull a little bit more. But that's the look I was going for. If you're going for something cleaner, then definitely do your surface prep first. Okay. All right. Can you explain or have a video done on how to use an accelerator or sell magic? Are you talking about, Trish, are you talking about a silicone oil? I'm not totally sure what you're talking about in that. The only thing I know that's called a sell magic is, no, that's called sell medium. I think I got silicone in one of my kits that I got at one point that said sell magic, but I have a lot of videos using silicone, if that's what you're referring to. I wouldn't recommend doing it on vases though, because then they'll be hard to seal. Vegas, okay, good. Suggestions. Okay, do you sketch? Yeah, I do sketch. I like to sketch all kind of things. If you look, so you can find evidence on my Facebook page. Let me see. You'll have to kind of scroll to older photos. But I have, like, easiest is to go to photos and then go to albums. And then you can see, I used to really categorize them. So I had like portraits. Let me see, I'll get you some links to portraits. I used to do either watercolor or just sketched portraits. Let's see, this is a really cute one. It's my baby. I'll post a link here. Yeah, I like to sketch people, so usually portraits or occasionally landscapes, but mostly still life or portraits. Yeah. And I don't sketch nearly as much as I used to. I used to sketch 24/7, but okay. Not a question, but a compliment. Thank you for all the content you share. You're very welcome. Also, Tori fan. Thanks, Dave. Okay. Awesome. So for those who don't know, I just came out with an embellishment class. So Christine said, I really enjoyed your embellishment class. And that one, you can learn to embellish trees, safari life, cityscapes, sea life. There's Christmas embellishments, there's Halloween embellishments. And I'm still going to be actually adding some bonus lessons coming up pretty soon. So if you haven't signed up for that course, do so. Yeah, Sarah, I think I answered that question on the separation of paint, but let me keep scrolling down here. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, it, like, Dave and Judy, you guys should collab together, you know, and Billy, like, all of you guys collab together. That'd be great, you know. Robin, I don't have the North Carolina class up yet. These are the ones that I'm working on. So as soon as I do, I will let you know. Absolutely. Can you mix a regular color with a metallic color to make it shimmer? Yes. Then you're just going to make a metallic version of that regular color. But yeah, it will shimmer. You can also add mica powder if you want. That will help. Or even a very, very fine glitter. Now, when adding mica powder or very fine glitter, I recommend suspending it in water first. Or, yeah, I recommend suspending it in water first. Just a tiny, tiny bit. And then mixing it in. Okay. Hey, Emma. You're late, but you're on time. Nick said, I recently bought Artist Loft permanent markers instead of Sharpies. It says sticks well to most surfaces. I haven't tried them. Have you tried them yet? No, I have not. I generally go for acrylic paint markers just because I know that those are going to do well. Okay, so poorly painted design said probably a cell activator for blooms. Now that's a different question because that's completely different. So I'll get with that. I'll answer that soon. And Roxanne said, are you still coming out with a cell activator? Yes. Let me get to that in just a second. Okay. Julie said, have you ever poured over Formica laminated tabletops or counters? I have done resin over them. I have not actually poured over them. Either way, I would just sand, clean very well, and then prime. And you should be good to go with anything. Okay. No worries. I totally understand. Family comes first, always. Okay, Leslie said, how do you figure out how much paint to use to pour over a vase? That's a great question. So when pouring over vases, I always put a canvas underneath. Always. Because you're going to have a lot of runoff paint no matter what. So you don't have to, but that's my recommendation. And in that case, I just use how much I would use for that canvas. And that seems to cover both the canvas and the vase. Which the ratio I do for that is 1 ounce per every 16 square inches. So take the sides of your, multiply them, divided by 16, and that's how much you'll need. Okay. So an earlier question, Let me see if I can decipher this really quickly. Hold on one second. Okay, so can you explain or have a video on how to use Accelerator Cell Magic? Can you do this on Vases? So Trish, we're gonna now assume that you're talking about the cell activator. In which case, yeah, you can do a bloom on a vase. Just keep in mind it's gonna keep moving. So you're probably not gonna maintain the design that well. There are people that have done it, like they've done it on it's coming. Christmas ornaments, like Christmas ornaments and rocks, which are round surfaces as well. I personally haven't. So I would recommend searching up like bloom on a Christmas ornament or bloom on a vase, and you'll probably find some pretty good videos. You might have noticed I don't generally do a lot of blooms. I've done a few, but it's not particularly it doesn't excite me nearly as much. We'll see, that may change. Okay. Have you ever used color art in your paintings? What did you mix the powder with? And can those be used in resin too? Great question, Judy. Yes, I have. And I've mixed them both with the Vivid Polypore, which is what I recommend. And then I've also mixed it with Floetrol. I've also mixed it with the Deco Art pouring medium. They really don't recommend mixing it with these other mediums and didn't seem very happy that I did that, but I thought it was great. So, and yes, you can mix them in resin. They're kind of like, they're a powdered pigment. So it's just a powdered pigment that gets activated with a liquid. She likes the Vivid Polypore. That's Leslie, the girl that owns Color Art. But I say have fun with it and do whatever you want. Okay. Sorry, Nick, about that. All right, have you said how to make cell activator or did you create one to buy? Okay, so I am working on creating my own formula, but to create your own before you buy mine, which mine is coming very soon, hopefully within a few weeks, I recommend the Amsterdam Titanium White. You can use the other Amsterdam colors as well, but this one specifically works particularly well. And you can even use it with the American Floetrol, or it will work a bit better with the Australian Floetrol. Now, the Australian Floetrol you can also mix with other paints and basically create a cell creator. Kind of the top that seems to work well is the Australian Floetrol with the Amsterdam paint. And there's a few others. I have them written down somewhere. But yeah, if you want to create your own, at least get this. Amsterdam, you can actually get this everywhere now, like Michael's, I don't think in the store, but online, Amazon, etc. So that's my best recommendation. Okay, bye Julie, thanks for joining. Okay, tried resin and the powder did not mix with the color art powder. Interesting. Can you mix different mica powders with paint? I thought about it, but I haven't yet. Yeah, so to mix the micas with paint, just suspend it in a little bit of water. Otherwise, it can clump up and be really hard to mix in properly. And have I ever used Australian Floetrol? Yes. Not very often, but yes, as like a cell. I've used it with the Amsterdam paint as like a cell creator. I had a video where I did Kathleen Miller's stained glass technique, and I used, I'm pretty sure that, the Amsterdam black with the Australian Floetrol. And then I've done a few blooms as well. Okay, wow, I think I got to the end of the questions. And it has been about 40 minutes. Yikes. All right, let's take, I guess, a few more questions. Thank you, Veronica. Let's all give Veronica a big thumbs up or hand clap, I guess, whichever you like. She does such an amazing, amazing, amazing job moderating my channel, and she helps me with all kinds of other things. So she is just super crazy awesome. Okay. Let's see. Is the resin you use to finish your vase the same resin that you pour in molds? It is, yes, but you would not want to pour it into a deep mold. I just pour it in thin coaster molds. Or if you're doing a bigger mold, you can pour it in layers, let it dry. Okay, Brenda said, what non-toxic sealer do you use for drinking glasses? I actually haven't done drinking glasses. So unless you're trying, well, wine glasses. I have used the Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat, which is food safe. Some people will disagree with that sentiment, but per all legal reasons or all legal standards, it's food safe. So that's what I use. Okay. Can use soap, mica powder, and resin. All mica powders are virtually the same. So whether you buy it for soap or for makeup or for resin, it's the same. It's a mineral. You can even use eyeshadow. And in fact, Veronica, if you can grab the resin for beginners video link, that shows like all kinds of things. I went around my house and basically was like, what can you mix in a resin? And I did a whole video on it. So I mixed nail polish with resin, eyeshadow, glitter, all kinds of things. Just alcohol inks, a lot of things. Okay. All right. Good. So I did quite a bit of research on paint pigments for paints. I have a video that explains what I found out for cell activator paints. Awesome. So Dave has a video on cell activators. Everybody check it out. Does the Australian Floetrol tend to hop on the canvas? I'm going to need you to clarify that because it's not a bunny rabbit. So I'm going to say no. It doesn't hop on the canvas. Have you ever used Awatrol? Awatrol, that's basically like the other version of Floetrol, right? Or it's another brand that I think it's still the same brand, just countries or something like that. But the answer is no, I haven't. Okay, have you done resin over chalk? Nope, I haven't. Can you get that at Michael's? I'm sorry, but which that are you referring to? If you're referring to this, then yes, you can get this at Michael's. Online though, not in the store. But yeah, they have all the Amsterdam acrylics now on the Michael's website. But if you're referring to something else, my mind may not put two and two together. Oh, okay, Art Coat Resin. My bad. I get that directly from Stone Coat Countertops or Amazon. Let's see. It's this. Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat. This is a 2-gallon one. Veronica can grab the link probably real quick. They have it in half-gallon kits, 1-gallon kits, 2-gallon kits, etc. Just depending. I would get the 2-gallon kits if you can. But if you're just starting out, start out with a half-gallon, try it, get used to it, and then graduate to the bigger ones. Yeah, I don't generally get anything smaller than the 2-gallon kits now because I go through so much of it. Yeah. No problem. Sorry, I misunderstood your question earlier. Okay. So, I don't know if I fully answered it earlier, but yes, I am coming out with a cell activator really soon. I have a lot going on right now. Like I said, I've kind of been overextending myself. So I'm trying to wrap up a few things. Another thing that I'm going to be making an announcement of soon is that I'm paring down my colors from like 6 million to 35. So I'm going to be doing a special sale on the colors that are going away. And some of them are probably ones that you guys might really like. So I'm going to basically just sell out of my stock. And also the mystery paint boxes are going to probably be going away at least for a little while. Just because there's kind of a lot shifting. So yeah, you'll want to get those colors, and then there will probably be a break in new colors for a little while. Although I do have glow-in-the-dark paint that's going to go in all the mystery boxes. Well, that just ruined the mystery. Never mind. You heard nothing. These are not the paints you're looking for. What? Okay. Not the green, no. Some colors that are going are, well, the Oh my God. The olive green, the metallic mixed berry, cheddar, sharp cheddar is going. Cardinal red. I had to choose between Cardinal and Merlot, and I chose Merlot. So those are a few of them. Okay. Christine said, is the senior Facebook group yours? Nope. Where do you keep your pieces? Dry your pieces. Do you have a storage area to keep them? Yeah. I have a few shelves that are like super duper duper level that I keep them on. And then once they're dry enough that they're not going to move around, but they still need to cure, I move them to a baker's rack. Okay. All right. Yeah, also check out the Charming Giraffe on YouTube. She's amazing, if I do say so myself. Please follow her channel. Veronica, if you can get the link for that, that'd be amazing. Okay. Are you going to put out another book? Yes, that's one of the things I have to finish right now is I'm actually in the middle of writing another book, and it was due August 31st. And obviously it's past August 31st, so I am late, and I'm never late. I hate being late. I am a very punctual person, so I have to wrap that book up like in the next few days. Yeah, okay. Becky said, will they circle back periodically like Baskin Robbins ice cream flavors? Maybe. We'll have to see. There's just so many changes going on that I can't even tell you guys about. I wish I could. I should be able to very soon. But once those kind of get into place, I'll know a little bit more about probably. Anyways, probably. I just don't know. And it might be a little while. I like my cryptic answers. Okay. Mama Bear Blue said, do you do one-on-one consults for artists or a free course? If so, how do we book? Okay. For a fee. Oh, no, I read that really wrong. For a fee, of course. If so, how do we book? I generally don't just do to schedule, but you can always email me and I can kind of check availability and see if we can make something match up. I have done it a couple times. Like I've done a live one-on-one Zoom lesson a few times, or phone calls, cardinal red. So hit me up. I try to, my problem is I try to always say yes. So this is how I overextend myself. But if I can work it into my schedule, I will. I like to help. I like to do my best. Okay. It is now almost 7. It's dinner time. 7 o'clock my time. I know the metallic mixed berry is a nice one. I do have a lot of purples though, so had to kind of choose the best ones, All right, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, Johnny, what's for dinner? Please check out my website. On there I have obviously my paint, split cups. I've got the courses, all kinds of really fun stuff. And we'll do this again sometime. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye. Have a good night.